Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Cantina. I'm here today with myself, the chemist, and with Mook.
Hello everybody.
Hey. Well, this week we got a lot of exciting subjects and announcements for you guys. One of the biggest things that we want to talk about this week is that we're starting up our lore section. Videos should be rolling out either Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. These lore sections are going to feature mainly lore that's going to impact the game world itself. See, we've had a lot of trouble figuring out how to structure our videos, so we knew how to do this for you. Should we just be speaking? Should we be discussing it and whatnot? And we kind of settled on some even ground here, and you should hear more about it on, like I said, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Our first video as well will be about Darth Revan and Malik.
Exactly.
Which I didn't know his name was Alec, but we'll get over that. We'll get to that at another point.
Yeah, we'll get to that at another point. I like the Malik.
Anyway, but that is what happened, honest.
Yep.
We're covering the Friday update today as usual. Sorry it's a bit late, but Chemist was away and so was myself, so we're going to crack on with it.
Yeah.
They done the unboxing of the CE.
Yes, CVIP.
They finally cleared up. Well, from our first ever video, I believe it was, wasn't it? Or was our second?
Yeah. Second, CE speculation.
Yeah. They cleared up the questions about the shop and what it contained, and it appears it's going to be everything that I'd hoped for: vanity pets and
cool looking shit.
Yeah, different armor and different skins for weapons. So, really, that is possibly couldn't have gone any better.
Nope, we're very, very satisfied. They have a video. If you look up on their website, SWTOR.com, on the front page, there should be a link there. You can watch the video. They explain the contents, and just in case some of you don't know what the CE actually includes, it includes a wide variety of in-game items, anything from vanity pets to little combat assist pets to mounts, and to the store that we talked about a lot. We'll get back to that in just a minute.
It also contains a free IOU1 blowjob from the development team for that kind of price.
For that kind of price.
I'm going to cash mine in.
I'm cash mine in with the female development team. Anyhow.
Yeah, females developing computer games.
You'd be surprised. They have these two token blonde things. Hope they aren't listening. They'll feel terrible. Anyhow. There's some physical items in the collection edition as well, and for those who are Star Wars geeks like myself and Mook, these are interesting as well. We have art books, lots of pages, pretty pictures, an authenticator. You might have known them from World of Warcraft and Rift. Basically this little thing you attach to your account, and every time you log in you generate an extra code, just extra account security for those who care. A soundtrack, 3 CDs I believe it is, soundtrack with all the music from Star Wars: The Old Republic, and there's quite a bit. Both the new stuff and the old stuff.
What it's like now, though? Well, you do, because you've been in beta, so you obviously know what the music's like. I don't.
It's good.
For this.
It's very good. Like, John Williams was great. And the people who did the stuff for the Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 games was great. But this is equally as great, if not in some areas better.
How would you feel, this just popped into my head here, if BioWare were to turn around 6 months after release and just say to the general public that they're releasing the CE store to everybody?
I would not be happy. I would not be happy whatsoever. And
I would throw my
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Throw my little lightsaber on the floor and I would run off crying.
Yeah. This is not going to happen. And by his lightsaber, he means his girlfriend's silver bullet. Just in case nobody knows what that's an aluminum dildo. Anyhow.
You just have sex on the brain, man. That's all you ever talk about.
You talk about me having sex on the brain? Pff,
anyway,
get the hell out of here.
We're not going to go here.
Oh, of course not, because rape is clearly not sex. Moving on. Before we really touch that subject, let's perhaps just finish the contents of the CE, perhaps, unstructured much. As the final things in the box, you get a little cute Darth Malgus statue. It's about 40 centimeters tall.
Fucking cute, is it?
Yeah, good for SOF. And
if
you want to know what SOF is, I advise you to Google it. Be advised, do not have kids in the area when you Google SOF. Anyhow, but back to the subject of whether it's a good idea to release the CE stores to the general public, or what I would do if they did it. Well, in short, we've already covered. We're going to be pissed. Are they going to do it? No. Because they don't want to piss off that very special clientele, because the next time they do an expansion and they want to jack another 149 out of us, they want to be sure that they didn't piss us off. believe it, people, the expansion is going to have the same price. It's going to have the same kind of exclusive content, and they don't want to piss that kind of clientele
If
off.
they were just to send a Boba Fett shaped cookie, like a head of a Boba Fett in a cookie, I'd pay $200 for it.
You're a sad man.
Yeah, but it's edible, it's cookie based, and it's bounty hunter. I don't know why that matters, but it'd be awesome.
It's just like this ice cream when you eat it, and you like totally turn into a bounty hunter.
Have you been taking drugs today?
No, not at all. I
Anyway.
might have breathed some bad odors.
We're
Anyhow,
we're gonna dip in to AWOC's font of beta knowledge now,
yes,
and because so many people are doing
beta leaking.
Yeah, shall we say they've got problems with their pipes.
They got problems
Got
with their
serious
pipes.
leaks. Their beta fluids are coming out. So we're
Yep.
gonna skim the surface of a few subjects, and the one that I wanted to talk about, which for personal reasons, because I haven't been in the beta, is I want to know about tanking, because I
Indeed.
quite like tanking, and I'm intrigued as to how it actually works. Is it
Indeed.
threat? Is it, do you taunt? Do you just dance around like a drunken pixie until someone beats your head in with a lightsaber?
Drunken pixie. No. Just before we carry on, we want to note that we are going to be leaking from now on. We're going to have one subject from week to week. Like we said, there's so much been leaked already. The press has already gotten a partial release authorization, and since we don't classify it as a press, clearly not, because we're not indie enough, even though some of the sites who got permits were smaller than us. Now. We're going to talk about it anyway. So we're going to, for the next couple of weeks, going to be covering tanking now, DPS, healing, and so on and so forth, how they both work in PvE and PvP. But for this week's episode, we're going to be talking about tanking. Tanking is very interesting in Tor. Well, it's always interesting, but the reason why it's specifically interesting in Tor is that it functions in PvP as well. But let's cover the PvE part first.
What?
Yes, it functions in PvP, and allow me to explain. That's the most epic what ever.
What?
Shut
Anyway,
up, stupid.
okay. Just get on with it.
Tanking in Tor works similar to many games. You have threat generation, you have taunts, such, and whatnot. It's very standard. It's the same way you do it. You go up to a mob, you taunt it, and then you got aggro towards it. But the different thing in this case is that holding threat in itself is easy enough, but it is more the controlling of multiple mobs. You see in Tor, and not in Tor, sorry, in World of Warcraft or in Rift, you have many AoE taunts and single target taunts. Generally, holding aggro is not that big of a trouble.
Unless you're a druid tank.
Yeah, you can just swipe, cry me a river.
I will cry your river. A river of your own blood.
That's nasty. Menstrual cycle much. Anyhow. Tanking is pretty simple. You approach a mob, you hit it, and when you hit it, you generate more threat and win a certain stance. For Jedi, it's stances. For Sith, it's stances. For bounty hunters, it's a pose or whatever the hell. They got this little
Pose.
Yes, pose.
Just grabbing his crotch, going, "Bring it on, bitches."
It worked for Duke Nukem, didn't it? Anyhow, you hold the aggro, but the thing that makes it difficult is multi-tanking. Because if your group starts to do AoE damage, which a lot of people can, and then the tank have all his taunts on cooldown, and most of them are single taunt. Few of them are AoE taunt, but they have long cooldowns. So holding mobs is quite difficult, because you got to make sure you hold all of them. So structuring your DPS to attack the right targets is really the key element when it comes to tanking in Tor.
Yeah, but this is all a bit boring. I want to know about the PvP side of tanking. What the hell? I don't
Well,
care
we
about...
have a PvE clientele as well, but we've pretty much
Yeah,
covered
but
that
I am
anyway.
not, and I am asking the question. So shut up and tell me how it works in PvP.
Harsh. Anyhow, in PvP, it's pretty cool. If any of you played Warhammer, you know there was an ability called Guard. It's a short buff you can put on a person nearby you that does so that 50% of the damage that target takes is now transferred to you. Now this is awesomely cool. Why is this awesomely cool? Because it gives tanks, or generally characters with high armor and high HP, an interesting role. So just in case some of you are wondering how it exactly works, I'll break it down the mechanics for you. Target B. Target B is the person you want to protect. You are target A. Now, target B receives damage while guard is on them. The unmitigated damage, that means the damage before the person's armor, the person's resistances, dodge, block, parry, whatever, is then transferred to target A, the person who gave the guard to the target, and then it goes through mitigation. So
basically,
why is this
a
relevant?
tank becomes a meat shield for someone else.
Exactly.
So like if you're playing Hut Ball and you see someone with a ball and you're a tank character,
You
put
want to
that
guard
on
them.
them You put that on them, and you stand there going, "Why, Jesus, why?" While your
Exactly.
health plummets, and they just carry on running like nothing.
But the cool thing about it is, let's say that the person carrying the HUD ball was a cloth user, or in this case, light armor user in Tor. The damage that they would normally take would be roughly between 18 to 30% damage reduction, depending on what stance and what class they were. Now, instead of you taking 30% minus the damage incoming on that target, it moves the damage and then goes through your armor mitigation. And since you're a tank, obviously your defenses and your armor is going to be way higher, thus, in sense, making a lot of that damage disappear, a lot more than just 50%.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Indeed.
Because I was going to roll tank in PvP, but purely because I'm this shallow, I'm that much of a narcissist, I wanted to use just one saber.
Yeah,
and
same.
I don't like dual sabers, but
Same.
that's just a personal thing. But then again, I'm just going to end up playing Marauder anyway. Because then I can at least go around and daze my enemies before they kick the shit out of me. I go like, "Oh, look at my 2 shiny sticks," and then I realise I've got no arms left.
It's like a rave party,
Yeah,
like 2 different colors.
Techno fits.
You're going to be the new Techno Viking.
Anyway, I would say that's the main feature of that. Let's
That is
move
the
on
main
to
feature. Main feature
next
indeed.
subject, which was, and this is off the forums. This one is: do you think that if you raid, that should be the only way to get the best gear in game?
Short answer, yes.
No.
Absolutely,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes.
Shut up. No.
No more welfare epics. Welfare epics was
It's
the
not
one
well
thing.
for Epic. Shut up. Have you remember bloody SWG? That's
Right.
like, to get the skiff blade, you could do it on your own. It was fucking difficult. The same as you could take down the Tuxcan. The guy wearing a tuxedo.
A tuxedo, indeed.
I'm a tuxedo.
A tuxedo executioner.
Yeah, the tuxedo executioner. if you could solo him, you could solo him if you're the right spec, and he drops some
Right.
really good items.
But here's the fun fact. Fun fact is, there are world bosses in Tor on different planets, mainly the high-level planets. These drop insanely rare and cool, powerful items. And this is going to be another source for you to obtain your best PvE gear. But let's make one thing straight, ladies and gentlemen, just in case to, throw away all confusion. The best PvP gear, let me say it again, the best PvP gear is obtained through PvP and only PvP.
Chemist, can you release any of the information about any of the world bosses, like any form of name of any of them?
Let's duck into the folder, shall we?
Is there going to be, all I really give a shit about, is there going to be a crate dragon?
There's a great dragon. It's
Yes!
yet to be found. We know it's there. It's yet to be found. But I'll give you one name. There's a buff on Alderaan, a boss on Alderaan called Gargath. Gargath is a world boss.
Is a transsexual famous singer by any chance?
No, he looks like an insanely large monkey thing mixed with a gun dog. If you don't know what a gun dog is, Google it.
Like a Gorax.
Yeah. It's sort of, but not quite. It's shorter, but it's a world boss. And the cool thing about these world bosses is they drop rare things such as blaster color cartridges, saber crystals. For instance, you can get a white saber crystal from the one on Alderaan, which is an insanely rare crystal. So alternate crystal colors, aside from the normal ones, do exist. You have to find them through world bosses, making it very interesting for a lot of people.
I'm just rubbing myself. I'm going to go and kill those.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody is. And, finding them is the key thing is. I will tell you, guys, that I know where they are. I know where 90% of them are. We will release this in our videos a little later, but you have to forgive us if we don't release them immediately because we like white crystals. Nah.
Yeah.
We'll release them to you as soon as we safely can release them. Right now, we don't want to push the limit.
Right. Also, well, not also, but that about wraps it up for today.
It does.
Next episode, which we'll record
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow or Tuesday. But it'll be out Wednesday.
Indeed.
That will be with the details of the competition. You're not just going to get gifted the game by subscribing. We're not that generous. We're going to make you work for it.
Exactly.
So we'll think up
but
something
subscriptions
nice.
will be a prerequisite.
Oh, yeah, you have to subscribe to be able, but there's going to be like something else.
Yeah.
We'll think of something interesting to do.
Yeah.
And also,
we'll
like
think
we
of
said
something really
earlier,
interesting.
the lore videos will be out sometime this week when we get round to finalising how they're going to be structured.
Indeed.
So, I've been Mook and he's been gay. I mean chemist. So.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, click. Just talk to us if there's anything you want to know. Message us, and we'll get back to you.
And touch me.
Indeed. Bye, everyone. Oh wait, I'm supposed to add that later. Never mind.